Why are you even thinking about letting them back in? Seriously, stop for a second and ask yourself out loud right now, what's one reason you're stronger without them? Go ahead, say it. I'll wait. That feeling you just tapped into? That's your power, and it's screaming at you to keep moving forward. They regret it now, don't they? They see you shining, thriving, living a life they can't touch, and it's eating them up. Good, let it. But here's the deal, their regret doesn't get to pull you back into their mess. You're not a doormat. You're not their backup plan. You're the prize they lost. And today, we're locking in that truth so tight you'll never second guess it again. Let's get real. You know that moment when you realize they didn't value you? Maybe it was a partner who took you for granted, a friend who stabbed you in the back, or a boss who overlooked your worth. It stung. It burned. It made you question everything about yourself. I get it. I've been there, lying awake at 2 a.m., replaying every word, every slight, wondering what I could have done differently. But here's what I learned, and I need you to hear this. Their failure to see your value is not your fault. It's theirs. They fumbled the ball. They dropped the mic. They lost the best thing they ever had. And now they're scrambling to pick up the pieces. But you're not standing still. You're building, growing, becoming someone they can only dream of knowing now. Think about someone like Sarah. She was in a relationship that drained her. Her partner criticized her dreams, rolled his eyes at her goals, and made her feel small. She stayed longer than she should have, hoping he'd change. Sound familiar? But one day she looked in the mirror and said, "Enough." She walked away. It wasn't easy. She cried, doubted herself, felt the ache of loneliness, but she kept going. She started that business she always talked about. She surrounded herself with people who lifted her up. 2 years later, she's running a six-figure company, traveling the world. And guess who's sliding into her messages? The ex, begging for a coffee date, saying he's changed. Sarah laughed, deleted the message, and kept it moving. Why? Because she owned her worth. She knew he didn't deserve a front row seat to her comeback. That's the energy you need right now. Their regret is not your invitation to rewind. It's proof you're on the right track. When they come back, and they will, trust me, it's not because they suddenly see you. It's because they see what they lost. They see the glow up, the confidence, the life you've built without them. And that's what makes it so tempting to let them back in, isn't it? That little whispering, maybe they've changed. Maybe it'll be different this time. Stop. That is not your friend. It's your fear of being alone, your fear of not being enough, trying to trick you into settling for less than you deserve. So let's do something right now. Grab a piece of paper or your phone, yes, right now, and write down 3 ways you've grown since you walked away from them. Maybe you're more confident. Maybe you've set boundaries you never had before. Maybe you're chasing a dream they laughed at. Write it down. Look at it. That's not just a list. That's evidence. Evidence that you're not the person they hurt anymore. You're stronger, wiser, and you're not going back to who you were when they had the chance to break you. Now let's talk about loneliness, because that's the real trap, isn't it? You're afraid that if you don't take them back, you'll end up alone. Can I be honest? Loneliness is not the enemy. It's a teacher. It's the space where you learn who you are, what you want, and what you'll never tolerate again. When I left a toxic friendship years ago, I felt like I'd lost my anchor. I missed the late-night calls, the inside jokes, even the drama. But in that quiet, I found something better. Myself. I started saying yes to things I'd never tried. New hobbies, new people, new goals. That loneliness, it wasn't a punishment. It was freedom. It was the universe saying, "You've got room to grow now. Use it." Here's what's wild. The people who hurt you, they're banking on you feeling lonely. They're counting on you to crack, to miss them, to let them back in, because you're scared there's nothing better out there. Don't fall for it. You're not just good enough. You're exceptional. You're the kind of person who rebuilds after being knocked down, who turns pain into power, who creates a life so full that their absence feels like a gift. And the proof is in their regret. They see it now. They see the spark they tried to dim, the strength they underestimated, the future they're no longer a part of. Let them sit with that. You've got bigger things to do. But here's where it gets tricky. You might be thinking, what if I made a mistake? What if I pushed them away too soon? Doubt is normal. It's your brain trying to protect you from the discomfort of change. But let's break it down. If they're coming back now, why didn't they fight for you then? Why didn't they show up when you needed them? Why did it take you walking away for them to realize your worth? That's not love. That's not respect. That's opportunism. They're not here for you. They're here for what you've become. And you didn't become this version of yourself to hand it over to someone who couldn't handle the rough draft. Let's talk about Jake for a second. Jake worked for a company that treated him like a cog in a machine. He poured his heart into his job, stayed late, took on extra projects, but his boss never gave him the promotion he earned. Instead, they dangled it like a carrot, saying, maybe next year. Jake finally quit. He took a risk, started freelancing, and within a year he was making double his old salary, working with clients who valued him. Guess who called? His old boss, offering him a better role. Jake said no. Why? Because he wasn't the same guy who begged for scraps. He knew his worth, and he wasn't going back to a place that only saw it after he proved it somewhere else. That's your story too. You're not the person they overlooked anymore. You're the one who walked through fire and came out shining. And here's the thing. Owning your worth isn't just about saying no to them. It's about saying yes to you. Yes to the dreams they doubted. Yes to the boundaries they crossed. Yes to the life you're building without their shadow hanging over it. So let's make a pact right now. Raise your hand. Come on, do it. And promise yourself, I will not settle for less than I deserve. Say it out loud. Feel it. That's not just a promise. It's a line in the sand. Now I know what you're thinking. It's not that easy. They keep reaching out. They're saying all the right things. And that's where the real test comes in. Their words might sound sweet, but words are cheap. Actions, those cost something. And if their actions didn't match up when you gave them a chance, why would they now? You're not here to audition for their approval. You're here to live a life that makes you proud. And every time you're tempted to let them back in, I want you to go back to that list you wrote. Those 3 ways you've grown. That's your armor. That's your reminder that you're not going backward. Here's a tool to keep you grounded. Every morning, take 5 minutes, set a timer if you have to, and write down one thing you're proud of about yourself. It could be big, like landing a new job, or small, like saying no to a conversation that would have drained you. Do it for a week, and you'll have 7 reasons to keep moving forward. 7 reasons why their regret is their problem, not yours. 7 reasons why you're not just surviving without them, you're thriving. And let's be clear, thriving doesn't mean you're perfect. It doesn't mean you don't have bad days or moments of doubt. It means you're choosing yourself, even when it's hard. It means you're showing up for your life, even when they're knocking at the door. It means you're building something they can't break. Because you've learned the most powerful lesson of all, your worth isn't up for debate. Not by them, not by anyone. So what's it going to be? Are you going to let their regret pull you back into a story that's already ended? Or are you going to keep writing the next chapter, the one where you're the hero, the one where you don't just survive, you soar? I know what you're capable of. I know the strength it took to walk away, to keep going, to become the person they regret losing. And I know you're not done yet. Their regret is just the beginning. It's the spark that lights the fire of your comeback. And trust me, that fire is about to burn so bright, they'll wish they never let you go. But by then you'll be too busy living to care. So you've owned your worth. You've seen their regret for what it is. Proof you're unstoppable. But now they're back, aren't they? Knocking on your door with apologies, tears, promises they swear they'll keep this time. And you're tempted. Admit it. You're wondering, what if they mean it? What if I'm throwing away something real? Stop right there. Why are you even considering giving them another shot? Seriously, raise your hand if you've ever fallen for a sorry that didn't change a thing. Come on, be honest. That's the trap we're breaking today. Their words might feel like a lifeline, but they're a chink pulling you back into a cycle you fought to escape. You're not going back. Not today. Not ever. Let's lock in the strength you've already built. And make sure you never fall for the apology trap again. Here's the truth. Apologies are easy. Words are free. Anyone can say, I've changed or I was wrong. But real change, that's rare. It takes work, time and action, none of which they showed when you were begging for respect. Think about it. When you were pouring your heart out, when you were giving them chance after chance, where was this apology? Nowhere. They only found their conscience when they saw you thriving without them. That's not remorse. That's regret for losing control, for missing out on the incredible person you've become, and you didn't claw your way out of their mess just to hand them the keys to your future. Let's talk about Lisa. Lisa was in a friendship that felt like a roller coaster. Her friend would flake on plans, gossip behind her back, then show up with a tearful apology every time Lisa pulled away. Lisa fell for it over and over. She'd forgive, they'd reconnect, and within weeks, the same betrayal would hit again. Sound familiar? One day, Lisa had enough. She stopped answering the calls, ignored the "I'm so sorry" texts, and focused on herself. She joined a book club, made new friends, and started feeling lighter. 6 months later, her old friend showed up with a gift and a speech about how much she missed her. Lisa listened, nodded, and said, "I wish you the best, but I'm done." Why? Because Lisa saw the pattern. She knew that apology wasn't about her, it was about her friend's need to feel better. Lisa broke the cycle, and now she's surrounded by people who don't need to be begged for loyalty. That's what you're doing right now, breaking the cycle. But it's not just about saying no to them. It's about understanding why you're tempted to say yes. Why do we do this? Why do we hear a half-baked sorry and start rewriting history in our heads? It's because we want to believe people are better than they are. We want to fix things, to prove we're enough, to avoid the pain of letting go for good. But here's the kicker. You can't fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed, and you don't have to. Your job is to protect your peace, not to play therapist for someone who only shows up when they're losing. So let's get practical. How do you stay strong when they come back with their Oscar-worthy apologies? I'm giving you a 5-step plan. Call it your block and protect strategy. Step 1. Go no contact. I mean it. No calls, no texts, no sneaking a peek at their life. Every time you engage, you're opening the door to doubt. If it's a coworker or someone you can't fully avoid, keep it short and neutral. I'm busy, but I wish you well. Done. Step 2. Redirect your energy. When you're tempted to respond, do something for you instead. Go for a walk, call a friend who lifts you up, or blast your favorite song and dance it out. Replace there with your joy. Step 3. Write a boundary script. This is a short, clear statement you can use if they push. Something like, "I've moved on, and I'm not open to reconnecting. Please respect that." Practice it. Say it out loud. It's not mean. It's powerful. Step 4. Visualize your future self. Close your eyes and see yourself a year from now. Happy, free, surrounded by people who value you. Every time you're tempted to let them back in, ask, does this choice get me closer to that version of me? Step 5. Celebrate your wins. Every day you stick to your boundaries. Give yourself credit. Write it down. I didn't respond to their text today. I said no to that coffee date. Those are victories. They're proof you're breaking the cycle. Now let's talk about guilt, because that's the other trap. You might feel bad for saying no. You might worry you're being too harsh, too cold. Can I be straight with you? Guilt is a liar. It's your old habits trying to drag you back to a place where you were small, where you put their feelings above your own. You're not responsible for their emotions. You're not their savior. You're allowed to choose yourself, and you don't owe them a second chance just because they're sorry now. Think about it. If they were truly sorry, they wouldn't be pushing your boundaries. They'd respect your decision to move on. Their persistence isn't love. It's entitlement. Here's a story to drive it home. Mark was in a relationship with someone who cheated on him. When he found out, his partner begged for forgiveness, swore it was a one-time mistake. Mark took her back, believing her tears. 3 months later, it happened again. He left for good, rebuilt his life, started therapy, and found his confidence. A year later, she reached out, saying she'd done the work and wanted him back. Mark was tempted. He remembered the good times, the way she made him laugh. But then he remembered the pain, the lies, the way he doubted himself for months. He wrote her a letter, not to send, but for himself. In it, he listed every reason he was better off without her. He read it, burned it, and never responded. Today, Mark's engaged to someone who respects him, and he's never been happier. Why? Because he didn't fall for the apology trap. He chose his future over his past. That's your choice right now. And I know it's not easy. Their apologies can feel like a drug, addictive, disorienting, making you question everything. So let's do something to ground you. Grab that list you made in the last part of this talk, the one with 3 ways you've grown. Add one more thing to it. A boundary you're proud of setting. Maybe it's the time you didn't pick up their call. Maybe it's the moment you walked away from a conversation that felt like a setup. Write it down. That's not just a list anymore. It's your shield. Every time they try to pull you back, look at it. Remind yourself who you are now, not who you were when they had the chance to hurt you. But let's be real. Sometimes it's not just about their apologies, it's about the stories we tell ourselves. You might be thinking, what if I'm being too stubborn? What if I'm the one who messed up? Doubt is sneaky. It creeps in when you're tired, when you're lonely, when you're wondering if you'll ever find something better. So let's flip the script. Instead of asking, what if I'm wrong? Ask, what if I'm right? What if saying no to them is the best decision you'll ever make? What if this is the moment you finally break free from a cycle that's been holding you back for years? What if you're not just protecting your heart? You're setting yourself up for a life bigger than you can even imagine. Here's a tool to keep you steady. Every time you feel that doubt creeping in, do what I call the 5-second rule. Count backward, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take one action that reinforces your choice. Send a text to a friend who supports you. Read your boundary script. Look at your list of wins. That countdown isn't just a trick. It's a way to interrupt the doubt and remind yourself you're in control. Try it right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Say out loud, I choose me. Feel that. That's your power. That's you breaking the cycle in real time. Now let's talk about the people who keep pushing. The ones who won't take no for an answer. They call, they text, they show up at your favorite coffee shop by accident. What do? You double down, you block them. You tell your friends or family what's going on so they can hold you accountable. You remind yourself that their persistence isn't a compliment, it's a red flag. People who respect you don't push your boundaries. They don't try to guilt you into giving them what they want. They accept your no and move on. If they're not doing that, they haven't changed. They're just wearing a new mask. Here's another story. Emily worked for a boss who undervalued her for years. She'd stay late, take on extra projects, but he'd always give the promotions to someone else. When she finally quit and landed a better job, he called her, apologizing, offering her a raise to come back. Emily was flattered at first. Who wouldn't be? But then she remembered the nights she cried in her car, the way he dismissed her ideas, the way he made her feel invisible. She wrote a one-line email, "Thank you, but I'm happy where I am." That was it. No explanation, no debate. Today, Emily's leading a team at her new company. And her old boss, he's still emailing her, trying to check in. She doesn't respond. Why? Because she knows her worth, and she's not falling for the trap. That's your mission now. You're not just saying no to their apologies, you're saying yes to a life where you don't have to beg for respect. You're saying yes to relationships that lift you up, to opportunities that excite you, to a future that's yours, not theirs. And every time you're tempted to let them back in, I want you to ask yourself one question. Is this what I deserve? The answer is no. You deserve better. You deserve people who show up for you without being asked. You deserve a life where you don't have to wonder if you're enough. So here's your homework. Tonight, before you go to bed, write down one boundary you're going to enforce this week. Maybe it's not responding to their next message. Maybe it's telling them clearly you're done. Maybe it's blocking their number for good. Whatever it is, write it down and then do it. And when you do, celebrate it. Tell yourself, I did that. I chose me. Because every time you choose yourself, you're not just breaking the cycle, you're building something new, something stronger, something they can't touch. You've got this. You've already walked away once. You've already proven you're stronger than they thought. Now it's time to lock the door behind you and keep moving forward. Their apology, they're just noise. Your future, that's the signal. And trust me, it's calling you louder than ever. So what are you going to do? Are you going to let their words pull you back? Or are you going to keep running toward the life you're meant to live? I know your answer. Let's make it happen. You've shut the door on their apologies, you've chosen yourself, and that's not just a victory. It's a revolution. But here's the question. What are you going to do with all this power now? Seriously, raise your hand if you're ready to build a life so incredible that their regret becomes a footnote in your story. Come on, hands up. That energy you're feeling, that's the spark of your future, and it's begging you to fan it into a flame. You're not just surviving without them, you're about to thrive. So hard they'll wish they never underestimated you. Let's stop playing defense and start building a life that's yours. Top to bottom, no compromises. Their loss is your launch pad. Let's make it count. Think about where you are right now. You've walked away from people who didn't see your worth. You've said no to their half-hearted apologies. That takes guts. It takes heart. It takes a kind of strength most people only dream of. But strength isn't just about standing your ground, it's about what you build on it. You've cleared the rubble of their mess, and now you've got a blank canvas. What's it going to be? A life where you settle for safe and small, or a life where you chase what sets your soul on fire? I know your answer. You're here because you want more, and you're ready to go get it. Let's talk about Maria. Maria was in a job that sucked the life out of her. Her boss dismissed her ideas, her coworkers took credit for her work, and she felt invisible. When she finally quit, her boss begged her to stay, promising things would change. Maria said no. She'd had enough. But leaving wasn't the end of her story, it was the beginning. She took a risk and started her own consulting business. She was terrified, scraping by at first, but she kept going. She took online courses, networked with people who believed in her, and set goals that scared her. 2 years later, she's speaking at conferences, mentoring others, and living a life she never thought possible. Her old boss, still emailing her, asking if she'd consider coming back. Maria doesn't even reply. Why? Because she's too busy thriving. Her future is hers, and no one who overlooked her gets a piece of it. That's the mindset you need now. Their regret? It's irrelevant. It's background noise. Your focus is on what's ahead, on building a life that makes you proud, that lights you up, that proves you were never the problem. But thriving isn't just about big wins like starting a business or moving to a new city. It's about the small, daily choices that add up to a life you love. It's about saying yes to what excites you, even when it's scary. It's about surrounding yourself with people who see your worth without being asked. It's about setting goals that stretch you and celebrating every step toward them. So, let's get to work. I'm giving you a roadmap to thrive. 3 steps to turn your energy into action. Step 1, set a bold goal. Not a maybe someday goal, but a specific, measurable one you can start today. Want to run a 5K? Sign up for one in the next 3 months. Want to switch careers? Enroll in one course this week. Want to feel more connected? Reach out to one person who lifts you up by tomorrow. Make it clear, make it real, and write it down. Here's why a goal isn't just a plan. It's a promise to yourself that you're done playing small. When I decided to rebuild my life after a toxic relationship, my goal was simple but bold. I wanted to feel confident again. I started small, taking a public speaking class, even though I was terrified. That one step led to a new career, new friends, a new me. What's your bold goal? Say it out loud right now. Own it. Step 2, build your crew. You can't thrive alone, and you don't have to. Find people who cheer for you, who challenge you, who remind you of your worth when you forget. This isn't about quantity, it's about quality. One good friend who gets you is worth 100 who don't. When I was starting over, I joined a local hiking group. I didn't know anyone, but those strangers became my lifeline. They celebrated my wins, listened to my fears, and pushed me to keep going. Who's in your corner? If you don't have those people yet, go find them. Join a class, volunteer, show up to events where people share your interests, and don't just wait for them to find you. Reach out, send that text, make that call. Your crew is out there waiting to root for you. Step 3, celebrate every win, no matter how small. This is huge. We're so quick to focus on what's not perfect yet that we miss how far we've come. Did you say no to an apology that tempted you? That's a win. Did you take one step toward your goal today? That's a win. Did you choose to believe in yourself, even for a moment? That's a win. Write them down. Keep a notebook or a note on your phone and track them daily. I do this every night. 3 things I'm proud of, even if it's just I got out of bed and showed up. Those wins are fuel. They remind you that you're not just moving forward, you're building something unstoppable. Now let's talk about fear, because it's going to show up. You're going to set that bold goal, reach out to new people, and start racking up wins. And then bam, fear will whisper, who do you think you are? What if you fail? What if you're not enough? That's not a sign you're doing it wrong. It's a sign you're doing it right. Fear shows up when you're stretching, when you're growing, when you're daring to want more. The trick is to act anyway. Count backward, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take one small action before fear can stop you. Send that email. Sign up for that class. Say yes to that opportunity. Every time you act through fear, you're telling it, you don't run my life. Here's a story to prove it. Jamal was betrayed by a business partner who took credit for their joint project. When Jamal walked away, his partner laughed, saying he'd never make it on his own. Jamal was crushed, but he didn't let that stop him. He set a goal to launch his own company within a year. He was scared, broke, uncertain, waking up every day wondering if he'd fail, but he took one step at a time. He found a mentor, built a small team, and celebrated every client he landed. Today his company is thriving, and his old partner, sending emails, asking to collaborate again. Jamal doesn't respond. He's too busy living a life that proves them wrong. That's what thriving looks like, turning pain into power, one bold choice at a time. But let's be honest, thriving isn't always glamorous. Some days it's messy. It's crying in the shower because you miss the old comfort, even if it was toxic. It's doubting yourself when your goal feels too big. It's choosing to keep going anyway. That's the secret no one tells you. Thriving isn't about feeling perfect. It's about showing up for yourself, even when it's hard. When I was rebuilding my life, there were days I wanted to give up. I'd look at my goals and think, this is too much. But I'd count backward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and do one thing. Make one call. Write one sentence. Take one step. Those steps added up, and they will for you too. So let's make a commitment right now. What's one bold action you're going to take in the next 24 hours? Not next week, not when you feel ready, tomorrow. Maybe it's signing up for that course. Maybe it's texting someone who inspires you. Maybe it's writing down your goal and sticking it on your mirror. Say it out loud. Tomorrow I will. Go ahead. Do it. That's not just a plan. It's a promise. And when you follow through, you're not just building a future. You're proving to yourself that you're unstoppable. Now let's talk about the people who'll try to pull you back, because they will. The ones who regret losing you. They're not done yet. They'll see you thriving and they'll try to worm their way back in. They'll call it supporting you or checking in, but it's the same old trap. Don't fall for it. You've got your boundary script from last time. Use it. I'm happy where I am. Please respect that. And then keep moving. Your future isn't about them. It's about you, your goals, your crew, your wins. Every time you say no to their noise, you're saying yes to your signal, the life you're building, brick by brick. Here's a tool to keep you focused. Every morning, take 5 minutes to visualize your thriving life. Close your eyes and see it, where you're living, who you're with, what you're doing. Feel it. Then write down one thing you can do today to get closer to that vision. It could be researching a new skill, reaching out to a mentor, or celebrating a win from yesterday. Do it for 30 days, and you'll have a roadmap of progress. I did this when I was starting over, and it changed everything. It wasn't just about dreaming, it was about acting, every single day. And let's talk about setbacks, because they'll happen. You'll miss a deadline. Someone will let you down. You'll have a day where you feel like you're back at square one. That's not failure. That's life. The difference is what you do next. When I hit a setback, a client who bailed, a goal that fell apart, I'd count backward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take one small action. Rewrite the plan. Reach out for help. Celebrate what I'd already done. Those moments didn't stop me. They shaped me. They'll shape you too, if you keep showing up. Here's one last story. Tara was in a relationship that broke her spirit. Her partner belittled her, made her feel small, and when she left, he said she'd never find better. Tara was devastated, but she didn't stay there. She set a goal to rediscover herself. She started painting again, something she'd loved as a kid. She joined an art group, made friends who saw her talent, and entered her work in a local show. She didn't win, but she kept going. Today, Tara's paintings sell out at galleries, and she's teaching art to kids. Her ex, he's been calling, saying he always believed in her. Tara laughs it off. She's too busy thriving, living a life that's hers, not his. That's your story now. You're not just surviving, you're building. You're not just saying no to them, you're saying yes to you. Every goal you set, every win you celebrate, Every step you take is proof that their regret doesn't define you. Your future does. So what's it gonna be? Are you gonna let their shadow dim your light, or are you gonna shine so bright they can't look away? I know your answer. I see your strength. I feel your fire. Now go build that life. Start today. Start now. Count backward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take that first step. Your future is waiting, and it's gonna be epic.